Hello everyone, I'm Philip from allinthehoop.com, a website dedicated to creating in the hoop projects with detailed PDF tutorials as well as video tutorials, so no matter your skill level, creating our projects will be a breeze. Today we're introducing something pretty special, in the hoop Puffy Key Fobs. Puffy Key Fobs utilize craft foam like these to create an awesome 3D effect that turns your typical key fob into something truly special. This is a super easy, fun, and fast project, and if you're an in-the-hoop newbie, Puffy Key Fobs are a fantastic place to start as they have very few steps and are incredibly easy to follow. And if you're an in-the-hoop pro, you'll love how fast you can knock these out. Whether you're making these as gifts or to sell at craft shows, Puffy Key Fobs are sure to be a hit. If you're new to our In the Hoop videos, please be sure to like and subscribe, and if you're a frequent viewer, thank you for joining us. In this video, I'll be showing you detailed instructions on how to create the Puffy Key Fobs. Once you watch this video, you'll be a pro at all of our Puffy Key Fobs, as they all have the same basic concepts with tiny variations to each, like added thread changes to add detail. But don't worry, these are so easy. Each design also comes with a PDF with detailed instructions and pictures. So the general instructions of the Puffy Key Fobs are as follows. Die line, the placement of the craft foam over the die line, the tack down or outline of the design on the craft foam, removing the hoop to cut the craft foam as close as possible to the design, the placement of the main fabric over the craft foam, as well as the back fabric, which is placed on the underside of the hoop. Next is the stitching of the design onto the fabric, cutting out the fob, and then the placement of the rivet. If this sounds confusing, keep watching. I promise it's super simple. I'll show you all these steps in detail, but as always, the design will come with a detailed PDF for referencing. In this video, we'll be using marine vinyl, coordinating color thread, craft foam, and rivets. Puffy Key Fobs can be made using a variety of materials such as felt, fleece, or shiny vinyl, or even regular fabric. But keep in mind these are not finished with a satin stitch, so using any fabric that frays will have a raggy look to the finished product. As I said, we're using craft foam and rivets. Craft foam can be found at any craft store, the kids' craft section of any large store such as Walmart or Amazon. But Sulky has a foam created specifically for machine embroidery, but it's much more expensive but easier to tear away from the stitch pattern. As far as using rivets, you can also use grommets, and both can be found in any craft store or craft section. Okay, let's get into it. Grab your hoop of choice and hoop it with tearaway stabilizer. We suggest tearaway as it's the easiest to remove around the edges of the key fob so it's not seen in the finished product. Let's look at the materials you'll need for this project. We're going to use marine vinyl for our key fobs. You'll need 2 pieces. Here's our standard craft foam. Again, use 2 pieces for a more puffy look. We'll also need our spray adhesive and a really good pair of scissors to cut around the foam and project. Okay, let's take our hoop stabilizer to the machine. Let's insert our USB with our fob on it and load up the machine. Next, let's load up the key fob we're stitching out. And then let's add our thread. You can look at the PDF for the fob you are making to get an idea of what thread color you want to use. Now let's add our hoop tearaway stabilizer to the machine and run the first stitch. This is the die line. The die line will show us where to place our foam. After the die line is stitched, we're going to place our foam over it. Again, we're doubling up the foam to create a more dramatic 3D effect, but you can use 1 if you'd like. Now run stitch number 2. This is a tack down and will hold the craft foam to the stabilizer. Here's an optional tip. You can use spray adhesive to stick the foam to the stabilizer over the die line. If using 2 layers of foam, you can also use the spray adhesive to hold the 2 layers together before placing it over the die line. When this tack down stitch is finished, let's remove our hoop from the machine and take it over to our workspace. Cut or tear off, if possible, the craft foam from around the tack down. We designed these so that the craft foam does tear away pretty easily. However, we like to use small scissors to lift out hard to get or small parts. When done, return it to the machine. In this step, we will want to add our top layer of fabric for the key fob. Go ahead and lay that down now, fully covering the die line. Now run stitch number 3, which will tack down the fabric to the project. Once complete, remove the hoop from the machine and take it over to your workspace. Here we are going to be adding our backing fabric. Using tacky spray, turn over your hoop, spray the fabric, and add the backing fabric fully covering the die line. Now, let's connect the project back to the machine to run our final stitch. After the hoop is back at the machine, run the 4th and final stitch. This is a tack down that will hold the entire project together. When this is done, remove the hoop from the machine and take it over to your workspace to do the finishing steps. Here we are going to remove the project from the hoop. Next, pull off all the stabilizer around the edges of the key fob. And finally, cut out the key fob following closely around the outside die line to your liking. See how fantastic and puffy it looks? Let's close up the loop so we can slide the fob onto a keyring. The tools we'll be using are a leather punch, which is not necessary as you can use anything to punch a hole through the fabric. Our pack of rivets has multiple sizes and we'll be using the smallest. And also we will need the rivet press tool, which should be included with your rivets. This is a base and a post where one side is concave. We also need a normal hammer. Grab the key fob, fold it over, creating a loop, and find the center of where you'll want the rivet. Unloop it, and using the leather punch, punch one hole close to the front of the fob. Fold it over again, and make the second hole by going through the first hole as a guide. Rivets have two parts, one with a post and one without. Fold to make the loop and grab the part of the rivet with the post and stick it through the hole from the back side of the fob. Now grab the rivet part that does not have the post and put on the post over the front side of the fob. Now place the rivet backside down onto the setter base using the side of the base that best fits the rivet. Now place the concave side of the rivet setting tool onto the rivet and lightly tap with a hammer. This will connect the two parts of the rivet, creating a loop in the fob to slide a key ring or chain through. So that's it. See how fun and easy it is to make these in the hoop puffy key fobs? Keep an eye out because we have tons more of these on the way. Different fonts, holiday themes, kid-focused designs, and also food and music ones. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe and let us know in the comments what you think of this project and what you'd like to see in a future one.